Good afternoon, and thanks again for tuning in. I want to wish everyone a happy and safe 4th of July weekend. There are celebrations scheduled in communities across the county, and it's wonderful, after a 2-year hiatus, that the Montgomery County Department of Recreation fireworks have returned. On Saturday evening, fireworks will be set off at Einstein High School as part of our Mid-County Sparkles. Music starts at 6 p.m. with fireworks after dusk. On Monday evening, fireworks will be set off from South Germantown Recreational Park. A concert starting at 7 p.m. There will also be fireworks displays in Rockville and Poolsville on Monday night. And I'm looking forward to walking into Tacoma Park's 4th of July parade that begins at 10 a.m. on the 4th. This is a wonderful weekend to catch up with your friends and neighbors, reunite with your communities, make new friends, and celebrate about what we hold dear. We also want everyone to be safe this weekend. The 4th of July holiday is also one of the deadliest of the year in terms of traffic and pedestrian accidents, as well as fatalities related to intoxicated driving. Our MCPD officers will be on patrol, and I encourage everyone to celebrate responsibly, drive sober, and stay alert no matter whether you're driving, walking, or biking on our roads. Additionally, this weekend is one of the busiest times at our emergency rooms due to injuries related to fireworks, sparklers, and other accidents. Fireworks start over 19,000 fires and send over 9,000 people to the emergency room each year in this country. Please remember, in Montgomery County, all fireworks are illegal to possess or discharge. As we approach the 246th birthday of this nation, many of us are dismayed and disappointed on the direction our country is heading. This month has been one setback after another, from the progress we have made for civil rights, reproductive rights, and public safety, due to the rulings coming from the Supreme Court that is dominated by right-wing extremists. Last week, the court overturned Roe v. Wade, after nearly 50 years of women having these federal protections for their health and their rights. After this decision was announced, I joined residents and advocates and elected officials in Wheaton to voice our frustration, sadness, and outrage. I talked about what we're doing at a local level. We can't change federal law, but we can provide a model for action. Last month, after the draft decision was leaked, we announced a $1 million fund for nonprofits and organizations that provide abortion and women's health services. This funding was transmitted to the council and would be used for the following purposes: assisting with wraparound services to those who are accessing abortion services, as well as to those who choose to have children, providing grants to organizations in the county that are providing abortion services, supporting organizations focused on comprehensive family planning, reproductive health, and maternal health, and providing aid to organizations that are fighting legal battles on behalf of those who are seeking access to reproductive rights. We also announced that the Montgomery County government will no longer authorize funding for out-of-state travel to states that restrict reproductive rights. Their actions in severely restricting women's health options show a hostility toward a woman's right to choose and jeopardize safe and reproductive treatments. We should not be rewarding the economies of these states for their deplorable actions. If enough jurisdictions and states do the same, we can send a loud and clear message that attacking reproductive rights has monetary consequences. And we're also going to go after businesses in these states and try to convince them to move to a place like Montgomery County, where there isn't a war on women's rights. I think there are business owners and employees who are no longer going to want to live and work in states like Texas and Florida. We're going to proactively advertise in these areas for them to consider coming to Montgomery County, where a woman's right to health is protected. Thankfully, Maryland passed the Abortion Care Access Act during the last legislative session, which will go into effect on Friday. The act expands the list of practitioners who can provide safe abortion care to include nurse practitioners, physician assistants, and midwives. Insurance companies will be required to cover the procedure under the law. I supported this legislation during the session, and this county will do all it can to assist women access their reproductive health care options. A few weeks ago, we were predicting that our case rates were going to decline, and they have, but they're not bottoming out as low as we have seen in the past. Our rates continue to remain above 200 cases per 100,000 K, which is CDC's threshold for medium risk. And COVID-related hospitalizations are starting to tick up again. There's a sustained level of transmission in our community that we have only previously seen during the winters of 2021 and 2022. And we currently have the highest case rates in the state. At the same time, we still have the lowest positivity rates in the state. This paradox means that we're most likely testing more widely than the other jurisdictions. The case rate numbers reported do not reflect the total number of cases. Our low positivity rate means that we're doing more widespread testing. More testing allows people to make an informed decision. As a reminder, testing is a gateway to treatment and preventing further spread. In good news, we've begun to vaccinate our babies and young children. I want to thank our health team for effectively setting up and launching our vaccination efforts in clinics last week to provide young children older than 6 months and up to 5 years old their vaccines. This vaccine dosage is for this age group and is different than other vaccines that have been distributed up to date. We still need and are asking for more of the vaccines for this newly eligible group. We placed an order for more vaccine on Friday, but we're told to expect the shipment to arrive next week. We have enough for this upcoming weekend's clinics, but we're waiting to ensure that we have the vaccines in hand before we schedule future clinics in the weeks out. We don't want to have any canceled appointments. Private providers also have vaccines in the county. So please check there if you're looking for a vaccine and you don't see a clinic available to you now run by the county. And we continue to remind everyone to please get their vaccines and boosters. As we've mentioned in the past, holiday weekends are a good time to take a booster shot, to have an extra day to feel better if you have to be recovering from that shot. Our Abuelina and Abuelina advertising and outreach campaign has won 2 more Emmys this weekend. This program is aimed at Spanish-speaking county residents, encouraging them to get their COVID-19 vaccines and boosters. The PSAs were entered in the public service, single spot, and campaign categories. Since the pandemic began, Montgomery County has been proactive in making sure test kits, vaccines, and boosters have been distributed in an equitable way. And the numbers show that Latino residents have been getting vaccinated at a high rate. I want to thank our county employees, community partners, and the production team that put together the videos. Our partners at Communication Shop created a great message that is resulting in incredible outcomes for Latino residents. Abuelina has caught the attention of MSNBC, BBC World News, and other national and international media outlets as an example of an effective COVID outreach campaign that has helped achieve positive outcomes. Abuelina is not only a great spokesperson and an example of our COVID efforts, but it's also a representation toward our intentional emphasis on equity. This week, the Montgomery County Council approved an extension of the senior tax credit. Their vote extends how long seniors and retired military members are eligible to apply for a 20% tax break on their homes from 5 years to 7 years. This extension was made possible after a change in Maryland law that was made during the most recent session. The senior tax credit is available to homeowners who are at least 65 years old if the property is in their name and it's their main residence. All applicants for any homeowner tax credit must be approved by Maryland State Department of Assessments and Taxation. It applies to a homeowner's property tax bill if the property taxes exceed a fixed percentage of the person's gross income. Also this week, the County Council approved all 9 of our nominated members of the Police Accountability Board ahead of its formation on July 1st, 2022. We received over 60 applicants for this board, and we appreciate all those who expressed interest in serving. All the nominees were vetted through my office and selected for confirmation by the council. We selected fair-minded residents who believe in procedural justice, and we believe these individuals will bring increased accountability and transparency that will improve our police department and public safety in Montgomery County. Congratulations and thank you to every member of the new Oversight Committee and everyone who was considered. Finally, I want to express my outrage at the news and findings of the January 6th committee. Besides being a clear treasonous attempt by the former president to orchestrate a coup of our government, his actions clearly put lives in danger, and specifically the members of our MCPD that were sent to the Capitol as part of the response to the insurrection. Donald Trump's actions were irresponsible, and he deliberately endangered the lives of employees of this government. I want to thank my Congressman Jamie Raskin for his work on this committee, and we are grateful that he is part of this investigation to ensure that this county and our great nation gets the justice that we deserve. Thank you for listening, and have a happy 4th of July.